Hi friends, it's Mr. Alex, and I'm back with another kitchen science update. So last week, you probably saw Miss Karen's update of our fall leaves after 2 days, and there were some changes, but not a whole lot. Well, now, after waiting a whole week, our leaves have really changed in kind of a gross way, so I wanted to share that with you all. So our first sample of leaves was our leaves in just water. And as you can see, now the color of the water has really changed. It sort of resembles the color of the leaves now. And not only has the water changed, but the leaves have too. So let me open this up. And before I get into any of our leaves, I do want to say that because our science experiment has gotten a little bit gross, I wanted to make sure not to touch it directly. Even though these are all things that would normally be very safe, you know, we handle salt and water and leaves and lemon in our everyday lives, I still wanted to make sure that I'm protecting myself, so I do have gloves on for this part of the experiment. Now, with our water container, our leaves have changed, and as you can see, our hypothesis was mostly correct. They do sort of look like they're starting to decompose, and they just sort of look like wet leaves that you might find out in your backyard after it's rained. Now, our next container is our container of salt water and leaves. And this container, as you can see, there is some change to the color of the water, but it's definitely not as drastic as the change in our container with just water. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure why that is, so that might need to be another hypothesis that we would make and test with future experiments. But for our salt leaves, these ones have also started to decompose just a bit and change color. They look a little bit different than our leaves in just water, as you can see here, which I find kind of interesting. And once again, that might be a hypothesis that we need to make and test to find out why they've decomposed differently than the ones in the water. The one thing to note is that we did hypothesize that there might be some crystals, and at least at this point, we don't see anything like that. So that doesn't mean that it can't happen. It just means that we might have to try some different variables to see if there are other circumstances. We could try experiments with more salt, leaving it out for a longer time, and try different ways to see, is that something that can happen? Or after many, many experiments, we might conclude that no, the salt water won't actually make crystals on our leaves. But that's something that we could find out. Now, our final container is our lemon water. This one also looks very similar to our container with water, where it sort of looks to be similar to the color of the leaves, but also you'll notice that we have some little bits floating around in here that sort of look like curdled milk a bit, but there are lemon pieces, I would think. So that is kind of both gross and cool. And these leaves also started to decompose, but they look a little bit different than our leaves in the salt water. So as you can see with this small leaf here, it almost looks bleached compared to the leaves that were in the salt water and the regular water, which I think is kind of a cool effect. Again, I'm not sure why, but we can make some hypotheses and test them. In this case, I would say it's probably the acid in the lemon juice that has caused them to change that color, but I don't know for sure, so I could always do more testing. All right, I want to thank you all for joining us for our kitchen science experiment. It's been really great to track the progress of our leaves with you all. But now it's time for the Thanksgiving festivities. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next part of our video. I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving. And thank you to our friends at Clearview and WQED for supporting this awesome science experiment. See you soon.
Hello, friends. I'm Miss Karen, and this is the third part of our 3-part November Inquire Within series. And today I just wanted to tell you about some Thanksgiving things that will be in the packet, the bag that you get too. Now, this Thanksgiving, things are a little strange this year. So this Thanksgiving might be a little bit different from regular Thanksgivings, your Thanksgivings in other years. But we have some things from the PBS Kids that maybe will give you some new ideas for things you can do this year. So here are Dot and Dell giving thanks. And this will be in the packet. But then here's some other things in the packet. You know how in February you give out Valentines? Well, these could be kind of Valentines for your Thanksgiving friends and family. You can use these and you can write why you're thankful for somebody. You can draw a picture for them. Then you can cut these out and send them to somebody. Or you can give them to somebody on Thanksgiving Day just as a special note to say you're thinking of them and you're thankful for them. This is our friend Let's Go Luna. Here's Luna, Luna the moon. And you can use this as a placemat if you'd like. You can put your plate on it for Thanksgiving and enjoy Thanksgiving dinner that way. Now, the friends, Luna and her friends, Andy and Carmen and Leo, all have different things that they're interested in and they like to do. So Andy really likes art, so maybe that would be a nice tradition to start. You could draw a picture or make an art scene for somebody for Thanksgiving. Leo loves to cook, and that's what these are. These are recipe cards. A lot of people make something special for Thanksgiving dinner, and if you would like, maybe you'd want to come up with a new recipe, start a new tradition this year. You can write your recipe on one of these cards. And of course, Carmen loves music, so you could always sing a song for somebody for Thanksgiving too. So this will be in your packet too if you'd like to write a recipe and share it. And then these are place cards. I don't know if you've ever used place cards before, but they would make a meal extra fancy because you could write everybody who's coming to your Thanksgiving dinner, you could write their names on here and then put the place card in front of their place at the table so everybody would know where to sit. So that could be a tradition you could start or continue this year. And another tradition that, of course, I always think would be a good tradition is to read a story. So I was going to share a story with you today, but maybe you can share a story with somebody on Thanksgiving also. This book is with Daniel. It's from Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, and it's called Thank You Day. And Thank You Day was adapted by Farrah McDougal, and it was based on the screenplay by Angela C. Santomero and Becky Friedman. The poses and layouts are by Gord Garwood, and it's published by Simon Spotlight, an imprint of Simon & Schuster Children's Publishing Division. Now, when you're reading your story, you don't have to do all that. I'm just doing that for the video to tell you who made this book for us. So, Thank You Day. Hi, neighbor. Guess what? Today is Thank You Day. Today, we say thank you to all the people we love. We say thank you to show them we care. Here's Daniel with his family. That is the thank you tree. We hang thank you notes in the tree. Today, I will write a note and put it on the tree. The wind blew a note off the tree. Whoops, there it goes. My grandpa catches the note. What does it say? Oh, the note says, "Thank you, Daniel, for your big tiger hugs," reads my grandpa. The note is from my grandpa to me. What do the other notes say? There, Daniel does give nice hugs. So the other notes say, well, Katerina says thank you to her mommy. Meow, meow. Thank you for teaching me how to dance. Prince Wednesday says thank you to his brother. Thank you for playing ball with me. Thanks, Prince Tuesday. Teacher Harriet will put the thank you notes on the tree. But I've not made my note yet. Who can Daniel thank? Who should I say thank you to? Oh no, the wind blew away all the notes. Uh-oh, everything blew off the tree. Oh, hooray! Mr. McFeely rescued them. Yay! Now I know who to say thank you to. Who do you think? Thank you, Mr. McFeely. That's it. Thank you, Mr. McFeely. You are welcome, says Mr. McFeely. Thank you for this note. It gives me such a good feeling. There. Everybody appreciates being thanked. So who will you say thank you to? maybe that can be your tradition. You can read a story. You can do thank you notes to people. You could even put them on a tree if you wanted to. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you to our friends at WQED and Clearview Federal Credit Union who allowed us to present this series for you. And Mr. Alex and I hope everyone has a very happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, everyone. Bye.